Prepare yourself for a chilling journey through Serbia's darkest corners. From ancient fortresses to forgotten ruins, these haunted places hold secrets that have endured for centuries. Welcome to our countdown of the top 15 haunted places in Serbia, where the line between the living and the dead is dangerously thin. 1. Petravaradin Fortress, Novi Sad. Perched ominously above the Danube River, the Petravaradin Fortress is far more than just a relic of war. It is a labyrinth of darkness where history refuses to rest. Beneath its towering walls lie endless tunnels, twisting, suffocating, forgotten. Soldiers once marched here, prisoners once screamed here, and many never left. Locals speak in hushed tones about shadow figures slipping between the stones and disembodied whispers that beckon from unseen corners. Some say the air itself turns colder, heavier, as if unseen hands press against your chest. Brave visitors have entered these ancient passageways, seeking adventure, but emerged pale and silent, unwilling to share what they witnessed. As the mist rolls over the fortress at night, the past awakens, and you might just find yourself not walking alone. 2. Nish Fortress, Nish. In the heart of the ancient city of Niš stands the Nish Fortress, a silent witness to centuries of bloodshed and sorrow. Built on the ruins of Roman and Byzantine fortifications, its walls whisper the agonies of prisoners once tortured within its dungeons under Ottoman rule. As night falls, the fortress transforms. Cold winds snake through the crumbling stone, carrying with them the faint cries of the forgotten. Locals speak of shadowy figures pacing the ramparts, and visitors have reported the sudden chilling touch of invisible hands brushing against their skin. Some claim to hear ghostly footsteps echoing along the deserted pathways, following them even when no one is there. In the darkest corners of Nish Fortress, time seems to twist, trapping the spirits of the past in an endless, restless vigil. Few dare to linger after sunset, for those who do say the fortress watches, and sometimes it answers. 3. Ram Fortress, Ram. Nestled on the banks of the mighty Danube River, Ram Fortress stands as a haunting relic of medieval warfare and forgotten battles. With its towering walls and weathered stone, the fortress bears the scars of countless sieges, and its history is soaked in blood. As the sun dips below the horizon, an eerie silence falls over the crumbling fortifications. The winds howl through the ruined towers, and those brave enough to wander the grounds speak of strange noises, metal clanging in the distance, faint whispers of soldiers long gone. Some have even reported seeing spectral figures dressed in old battle gear, marching silently along the ramparts. The air grows colder near the ancient gates, and it's said that the spirits of fallen warriors still guard the fortress, unable to leave, forever trapped in a battle that never ends. If you listen closely at night, you might hear the faint sound of footsteps echoing across the river, steps that lead nowhere. Ram Fortress doesn't just hold history, it holds the restless souls of the past. 4. Nevolja, Varosh, Devil's Town. Deep in the heart of southern Serbia lies a place where the earth itself seems to rebel, Nevolja Varosh, or Devil's Town. This eerie rock formation, shaped by centuries of wind and water, is home to hundreds of towering stone pillars, each resembling figures frozen in time. Legends say that the stone spires were once humans, cursed by the devil himself for their sins, transformed into stone as punishment for their arrogance. As night falls, the atmosphere grows thick with a sense of malevolent presence. The wind whistles through the bizarre landscape, carrying with it faint murmurs of lost souls, trapped in their stone prisons. Visitors speak of feeling a strange weight in the air, a pressure that grows heavier as they approach the formations. Some claim to have seen shadowy figures moving among the pillars, while others hear voices calling their names from the darkness. It's a place of unnatural stillness, where time seems to stand still, and the spirits of the damned linger, never truly free. In Dvorak Fantast, the boundary between the living and the dead is terrifyingly thin. 5. Versshock Tower, Versshock. High atop the Versshock Mountains stands a lonely, imposing structure known as Versshock Tower. Built centuries ago, this medieval fortress was once a watchtower, guarding the land against invaders. But over the years, it has become a place of fear, its stone walls steeped in dark secrets. Locals speak in hushed tones of a curse that haunts the tower, an ancient tale of betrayal, murder, and a soul never at rest. As night falls, the tower becomes a magnet for strange occurrences. The wind howls through the cracks in the stone, carrying whispers that seem to come from nowhere, and the air grows thick with a sense of dread. Some say they've seen a woman in a flowing black gown, her face hidden in shadow, wandering the tower's ruins, her footsteps echoing through the empty halls. Others claim the tower itself seems alive, its stones groaning, as if burdened by a terrible past. Versshock Tower is a place where the past never truly dies, and the restless spirits of those who met untimely fates remain trapped, forever wandering its haunted halls. 6. Manacea Monastery, Despotovac. Nestled in the rolling hills of central Serbia, the Manacea Monastery stands as a testament to medieval architecture, its stone walls filled with both beauty and mystery. Built in the 15th century by despot Stefan Lazarevic, it is not only a place of spiritual reverence, but one shrouded in dark legend. Locals say that the monastery's walls are haunted by the spirits of monks who perished under mysterious circumstances. As dusk settles, an unsettling silence hangs over the monastery, broken only by the faint sound of chanting, though no one is around. Visitors have reported seeing ghostly figures in the shadowed corridors, their robes flowing as they disappear into the stone. The air grows unnaturally cold as you approach the monastery's inner sanctum, where many claim to feel an invisible presence, as if watched by unseen eyes. It is said that on certain nights, the ghostly figure of despot Stefan himself can be seen, guarding the monastery from beyond the grave. Manacea Monastery is not merely a sacred place. It's a gateway to a world where the past and the supernatural collide. 7. The House of Captain Misha, Belgrade. In the heart of Belgrade stands a grand building known as the House of Captain Misha, a place with a history as dark as its imposing architecture. Built in the 19th century by a wealthy merchant, this house was once the residence of Captain Misha, a man with many secrets. As time passed, whispers spread of the strange happenings within its walls. Disappearances, eerie sounds, and shadowy figures lurking in the corners. Now, as you approach the house, the air grows unnervingly still, as if the building itself is waiting. At night, locals say they hear faint footsteps on the stairs, echoing in the empty halls, though no one is inside. Some claim to have seen a man in old-fashioned military attire, his face obscured by shadows, walking silently through the rooms. It's as though Captain Misha never truly left. The House of Captain Misha is a place where the past refuses to stay buried, its secrets still alive in the whispers of those brave enough to enter. 8. Mlitch Fortress, Kraljevo. High on a hill, surrounded by dense forests, lies the Mlitch Fortress, a desolate reminder of Serbia's medieval past. This ancient stronghold, built in the 13th century, has withstood the test of time, but not without leaving behind its dark, haunting legacy. As dusk falls, the once imposing walls of the fortress seem to close in, casting long shadows over the surrounding land. It is said that the spirits of soldiers who perished in the fortress's many battles still roam the grounds, their anguished cries carried on the wind. Some visitors report hearing the faint clinking of armor, followed by the eerie sound of footsteps echoing through the empty halls. Those brave enough to venture close to the tower have claimed to see ghostly figures pacing the ramparts, their faces twisted in agony. The cold air grows heavier as night deepens, and an oppressive silence falls over the place, as if the fortress itself is holding its breath. Mlitch Fortress is not just a relic. It's a place where the past is alive, and the spirits of those who fought and died there linger, forever bound to its crumbling stone walls. 9. Sava Savanovichs Watermill, Zarozhe village. Deep in the remote village of Zarozhe lies the infamous Sava Savanovichs watermill, a place steeped in legend and blood. The mill, long abandoned, is tied to the story of Sava Savanovich, a notorious vampire believed to have haunted the area for centuries. Locals speak of the terrifying nights when Sava would emerge from the shadows, his thirst for blood insatiable, luring unsuspecting travelers to their doom. As night falls over the mill, the air grows unnaturally still, and some claim to hear the creaking of the old wooden wheels turning, even though no one has touched them in years. Visitors who dare approach the mill often report a sense of dread, as if someone, is watching them. The distant howl of wolves fills the air, and the chilling feeling of being followed grows stronger the closer they get to the water's edge. Some say Sava's spirit still roams the mill, waiting for his next victim. In the eerie silence of the night, it's as if the mill itself remembers the horrors that once took place, holding the vampire's curse within its decaying walls. 10. Banjika concentration camp, Belgrade. In the heart of Belgrade lies the haunting Banjika concentration camp, a grim reminder of Serbia's darkest days during World War II. Once a site of unspeakable suffering, this camp held thousands of prisoners, many never to leave. The air around Banjika still carries the weight of the past, thick with the echoes of anguished cries and the heavy footsteps of those who perished in its barbed wire confines. As night falls, the atmosphere grows suffocating, and visitors often report a chilling presence, as though the spirits of the lost souls are forever trapped within the camp's crumbling walls. The sound of faint whispers can be heard drifting through the air, and shadowy figures are sometimes seen moving in the distance, walking the same paths they once did. Locals say the ground is cursed, and no one dares to visit after dark. It's as if the memories of the atrocities committed there refuse to fade, lingering in the cold, unforgiving silence of Banjika. The camp may be abandoned, but the restless spirits of those who died there still seek justice, trapped between life and death. 11. Dvorak Fantast, Fantan. Hidden deep within the Serbian countryside, Dvorak Fantast stands as a mysterious and eerie reminder of a forgotten past. This once opulent mansion, built by a wealthy family, now lies in ruin, its grandeur decaying under the weight of time. Locals whisper that the house is cursed, its halls haunted by the spirits of its former residents who met a tragic end. As night falls, the mansion seems to take on a life of its own. The windows, long shattered, reflect the moonlight in strange, unsettling ways. Visitors who dare to approach often report hearing strange noises, like the sound of footsteps echoing through empty rooms and doors creaking open on their own. Some have even claimed to see shadowy figures moving in the windows, figures that vanish when they turn to look. The air around Dvorak Fantast grows unnervingly cold, and there's a palpable feeling of dread that clings to the crumbling walls. It's as if the mansion is alive, watching those who dare to uncover its secrets. Dvorak Fantast isn't just a forgotten house. It's a place where the past never lets go, and the restless spirits within demand to be remembered. 12. Midiana Archaeological Site, Nish. In the ancient city of Nish, beneath the surface of what once was a Roman villa, lies the eerie Midiana Archaeological Site. This sprawling ruin, once home to emperors, is now a shadow of its former self, its mosaics and columns still whispering of a distant, forgotten past. As night falls, the site becomes a chilling place where history and the supernatural blur. Visitors often report an overwhelming sense of unease, as if unseen eyes are watching their every move. The air grows thick with the sounds of distant, ghostly footsteps, and some claim to hear the faint echoes of ancient Roman voices drifting across the stone floors. The ruins, with their cracked walls and broken statues, seem to shift and change in the moonlight, as though the past refuses to stay buried. Locals speak of restless spirits, perhaps the souls of those who once walked these halls, still lingering in the cold, desolate site. Midiana is not just an archaeological treasure. It's a place where time itself seems to trap the souls of the past, forever echoing through the ruins in search of release. 13. Belgrade Fortress, Belgrade. Standing guard over the confluence of the Danube and Sava rivers, Belgrade Fortress has seen centuries of war, bloodshed, and destruction. This ancient stronghold, with its towering walls and labyrinth of underground tunnels, holds secrets buried deep within its foundations. As dusk falls, the fortress becomes a place of palpable dread, where the cries of fallen soldiers and the clashing of swords seem to echo through the air. Visitors who wander its grounds report hearing whispers in the wind, the sound of footsteps following them in the shadowy halls. In the deepest corners of the fortress, some claim to feel a sudden, icy chill, as if the spirits of those who perished here are still trapped, bound to the stone. Ghostly figures are said to appear at night, shadowy soldiers pacing the ramparts, and in the abandoned chambers, an oppressive silence hangs, broken only by the occasional sound of chains dragging along the floor. Belgrade Fortress is not just a monument to history, it is a living tomb where the past refuses to rest, and the spirits of war continue to haunt its ancient walls. 14. Leensky Ver, Serbia. Deep along the banks of the Danube, the ancient site of Leensky Ver lies shrouded in mystery and the whispers of the past. Dating back over 8,000 years, this Neolithic settlement is one of the oldest in Europe, and its discovery has uncovered strange and unsettling artifacts. The site, once home to early human civilizations, now sits abandoned, but its eerie presence is far from forgotten. As night falls over the river, the wind carries unsettling whispers across the ruins, as if the spirits of those long gone are still tied to this sacred ground. Visitors who dare to walk among the stone foundations often report a chilling sense of being watched, and some even claim to hear the faint sounds of ancient rituals, drums, chanting, and the rustling of long-forgotten ceremonies. The air around Leensky Ver grows unnervingly cold as the sun sets, and it feels as though the earth itself holds the souls of its first inhabitants captive, never allowing them to escape. Leensky Ver is more than an archaeological site. It's a place where the ancient and supernatural collide, where the dead seem to linger, waiting to be remembered. 15. Gardoš Tower, Belgrade. At the summit of Gardoš Hill in Belgrade, the Gardoš Tower stands like a silent sentinel, overlooking the city below. Built in the late 19th century, this tower was erected to honor the victorious battle against the Ottoman Empire. but its imposing presence now feels more like a monument to forgotten souls. As the sun dips beneath the horizon, the tower takes on a sinister aura. The wind howls through the tower's stone walls, carrying with it eerie whispers of soldiers long dead. Locals speak of strange lights flickering at the top of the tower at night, though no one is ever seen lighting them. Some claim to have felt an unsettling presence, cold hands brushing against their skin as they ascend the stairs, or shadows shifting in the corners of their vision. The tower is said to be haunted by the spirits of those who perished in battle, their restless souls trapped, forever watching over the city. Gardosh Tower isn't just a structure, it's a place where the past is alive, where the shadows of war linger and the forgotten dead refuse to rest. These haunted locations in Serbia are more than just eerie landmarks. They're places where history and the supernatural collide. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, their stories will leave you with a shiver down your spine. Which one will you dare to visit?